Are you looking for an entree to wow your vegetarian guests? How about a stuffed portobello? Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Chef Rich. Today we're going to be making a stuffed portobello. This can be used either as an appetizer, like a first course for everybody, or as an entree for vegetarian/vegans. We are using cheese, so that's not actually vegan, but you could probably get some vegan cheese if you want to do that. The first thing that we're going to do is I have 4 portobello mushrooms. I've actually just run them under water to get them clean, and I've scooped out a little bit of the center because I find that this gets a little bit woody. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to turn these upside down. I have some parchment paper on my sheet pan. We're going to season these with just some salt, pepper, and garlic. I tend to season them a little bit heavy, meaning I pass twice over them, like once, and now I pass again. 1 time, 2 times. So once you're done with the salt, we're going to do some granulated garlic. And once again, I go a little bit heavy because the portobellos are a little bit thick. And lastly, some pepper. Pepper, you don't have to go as heavy, but you still want a decent amount so the portobello will have a little bit of flavor. And now I'm just going to give this a very, very light spray with some cooking spray. Whatever type of cooking spray you use. I try to avoid fat. And then I'm going to roast these off for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're fully cooked. I will show you what they look like when they're done. See you shortly. Portobellos are roasting, and now we're going to saute off some spinach. What this is going to be stuffed with, it's going to have some marinara sauce, some sauteed spinach, and goat cheese and panko breading on top. So it's going to have some crunch, it's going to have some cheese, it's going to have some sauce and spinach. So it should be really, really good. What we're going to do is we're going to start off, I have 1 shallot, actually a fairly large shallot, diced up. So I'm going to add just a teaspoon and a half of oil. I'm going to add my shallot. And I'm going to cook this for probably about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm guessing. And I'll show you what it looks like in 3 bits. See you shortly. So our shallots were sauteing actually only for about a minute, minute and a half, but they're starting to brown. I don't really want them to be brown. So at this point, I'm going to add our garlic. And I'm going to saute this for literally maybe 30 seconds or so, 45 seconds. Once again, I don't want this to brown. And as soon as the garlic's done, we're going to be adding our spinach. So I will see you in 45 seconds. So our shallots and garlic have been cooking for right about 35 to 45 seconds. And next thing we're going to do is, my pan is actually getting very hot. You'll see that's starting to brown. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water to cool down the pan. If you have white wine, you can add white wine. If you have white wine that's open. And now I'm just going to add some spinach. This is going to wilt down to nothing. Not to nothing, but it's going to wilt down tremendously. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I season it before it welts because after it welts, it gets very hard to mix through. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, black pepper, and I'm going to mix. And you're going to see that this literally cooks in less than a minute. And done cooking. I'm going to put this out on a plate and wait for our portobellos to come out, and I'll show you what to do then. See you shortly. So our portobello mushrooms were in the oven for probably right about 18 minutes. You notice there's juice here. I kind of let them cool a little bit. They're sticking a little bit. You notice that when I press on it, it's rather tender. If it's not tender, it's not cooked. So I actually let it cool with the juice. That way if any juice wants to go back in, should have actually sprayed the bottom of this. They're sticking a little bit. If you're making anything with mushroom and you need some mushroom broth, you can use that by all means. So I have a clean sheet of parchment paper, and we're going to put our portobellos back. This time I actually just sprayed the bottom with a little bit of cooking spray so they don't stick. Next thing I'm doing, if you want to make a homemade marinara, I do have a video on that. For this amount, I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm just going to kind of stick some marinara in here. So I'm using Barilla with tomato and basil. my favorite bought sauce. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna divide our spinach into quarters. That looks pretty good. We're gonna fill this with spinach. Next thing we're gonna do is I have a half a cup of panko. I have half a teaspoon of salt, granulated garlic, and pepper. I'm gonna mix that in with the panko. Just give this a mix. Go give a very light sprinkling of panko on each one. That's going to give it a little bit of a crunch. Now I'm going to take a piece of goat cheese on top of each one. Actually, if they're nice pieces, you can just dip it into the panko. Yeah, maybe we'll just go right on top. I like that better. Go put a piece of goat cheese on top and a little bit more panko on top, like so. Goat cheese doesn't cut as easily as it looks. Doesn't cut very nicely. A little bit more panko on top to give it some more crunch, like so. You can put some panko on the spinach as well. That's fine. Won't hurt it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give that a quick spray. Grab some cooking spray. Just going to give that, just touch it with some cooking spray. And we're going to bake this in the oven for probably about 20 minutes. So I'm going to stick this in the oven and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. See you shortly. So our portobello was in the oven for right about a half an hour. I don't think I told you the oven was at 400 degrees. After about a half an hour, you'll notice it's a little bit brown on top. It wasn't browning as much as I would have liked. So I actually put the broiler on and just broiled it for about 2 minutes to give it a little bit of a brown color. So, and put it on a plate so you can see what it looks like. And now we're gonna try it. I wanna see what it looks like inside. Looks nice. But I just put a little bit of marinara around the outside of it. It's actually really, really, really good. Has very, very nice flavor. You taste the sauce, you taste the garlic from the spinach, the panko gives a little bit of a crunch. Everything just kind of comes together. It's actually a really, really nice dish. If you have vegetarians, make sure you serve this. They will love it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and please tell me what type of vegetarian dishes you make, because I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.